Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's episode of Game Poke, the show where we cover gaming related topics and talk a lot about bollocks. And today's bollocks is quite important. Something that we need to discuss because reasons. I want to talk about 5 Master System games that need a remake. More specifically, need the Alex Kidd treatment. Now, if you're a fan of Alex Kidd, the original one, Alex Kidd in Miracle World, that was built into the Master System 2, not only is it a classic, but it is well known as a classic. It has been remade and re-released on PS4, Switch, probably some other crap, I don't fucking know. But it is fantastic. I did a video on the game a little while ago now. It truly is incredible what fans of the game have done for this thing. I mean, it is a beautiful remake. And the best part is, it does something that I truly love in any remake from an old 8-bit, 16-bit game, is when you can change the graphics on the fly. The ability to change it from the modern shit to the old shit. I love that feature. I don't know if there's like a specific name for that in a game creating. Maybe Mike Rouse, fucking retro Game Boy, would know me. Not a Scoobies, but I love that feature. They did it with this Alex Kidd remake. They did it with the Wonder Boy 3 Dragon's Trap remake. But there they also did it where you could change the music as well. You could go 8-bit to modern graphics on the fly. You could have 8-bit music with the modern graphics. So in that sense, it was actually a little bit better than what they did with the Alex Kidd game. But nonetheless, these games are fantastic. Oh, they also did one for Wonder Boy 1. Off the top of my head, I'm afraid I've forgotten what the remake is called. It's like Wonder Boy Plus or some bollocks. That's pretty cool, but while graphically it does look awesome, it's very basic. But then again, I suppose it is a remake of a very basic game, so what can you expect, eh? Anyway, today we're going to talk about those 5 games that I think need similar treatment. They need the Alex Kidd treatment. I don't know why I'm calling it that, because Alex Kidd wasn't the first one to get the remake. It was Wonder Boy 3, I think. Or was it the Wonder Boy 1? I don't know. Or care. Fuck it. Without further ado, here is the first of our 5 games! Basketball Nightmare. Sports game. I am talking about a fucking sports game. That's right, the world has gone a bit potty. Fuck it. I never talk about sports games, only because, now let's be fair, it's only because they're very shit. I don't need to go into more detail. But this sports game is fun. I know, I can't quite comprehend it myself, but just give me a minute to explain. This game is a lot like, what's that fucking game called for the NES? Super Dodgeball, yeah, I knew that. I knew that. Fuck off. It's a lot like that in terms of gameplay, but it's still its own thing. Whenever you got to do a slam dunk, I don't sport, alright? So I definitely don't basketball. But the graphics go to like early Mega Drive quality. It's quite impressive. This is Master System, remember? It truly is quite impressive. The game's very addictive. The first time you play, you're probably going to suck at it because you've got to get used to the sort of controls, the way you pass to other players and make the shot. There's sweet spots for when making the shot. You learn that crap. It's practice, but it doesn't take a lot of practice. It's not like you're going to have to play this for years to get any good, but you will have to put a bit of time into it. Anyway, as a game, it's truly incredible. It really is. I love the fact that it's not all just humans. It's humans and then wolves and etc. It really is a great game. Musically, it's quite fitting. It's upbeat. It's not annoying. It's not shit. It's enjoyable. But the graphics and the gameplay are what sink it. I would love to see a remake of this. It wouldn't be an incredibly in-depth game, no. But you could add shit like, I don't know, customizable fucking team uniforms, customizable team names, more animals, humans, wolves, is that something else? Hedgehogs, blue ones. Yeah, probably couldn't get away with that, but think of all the cool shit you could do. There's tons of stuff here. There's tons of potential. Not just with overhauling the graphics, and yes, the music will be done with modern instrumentation rather than just the Master System's fucking music chip. I don't know what it's called because I am not a tech head. I am a shithead. Yeah, that's fair description. But I just feel like there's a lot of things that can be done here. Not just to improve upon the game, but add to it in ways that would get modern gamers interested. I think it would be quite a fun little game that you could, I don't know, have on your Switch when you're going around, you know. It'd be more fun on the Switch. It's the sort of thing that if you remade it, I think you'd enjoy it more as a portable game. Certainly multiplayer aspects would be quite fun. Like, not so much online multiplayer with other people, but maybe on the screen, 2-player, something like that. I think it could be done. I think it'd be a laugh. And this game doesn't get the attention it deserves. It really doesn't. Having said that, if anyone watches this, I'm sure someone's going to boost the price of this, so well done me. Yeah, like I'm a successful YouTuber that makes that kind of shit happen. I'm going to shut up now. Next game. Master of Darkness. This is a game that I've had people request for me to do a Let's Play many times, or a big video many times, and I never have. Sorry. So I thought, let's include it here, because it deserves attention. Now, Castlevania games, I feel like people are paying more attention to Castlevania these days. Maybe it's because we just ain't getting any new ones, so people are looking at the old ones and giving some appreciation to the ones that are like, huh, you know, I played that one, but I didn't play that one. Or I didn't know that one existed. Like the arcade Castlevania that I don't think is actually called Castlevania, but apparently it is Castlevania. I never knew that existed. And I never want to play it because it looks like shit. But it was fun to learn about it. In case you didn't know what Master of Darkness is, this was Sega's sort of answer to Castlevania. Because bear in mind, during the days of the NES, no one, not just Sega, but no one could get game creators to make games from NES systems on their systems as well. You just couldn't get away with it because Nintendo had a really shit-faced little contract they made any game creator sign. If you want to bring out your game on our system, which you do, because if you know anything about business, you want to bring out your video game on the most successful console at the time, and this held like, it's insane, like 90% of the market. Obviously, you want your game on that system. Nintendo had a rule. If you want to bring out your game on our system, you are not allowed to bring it out anywhere else. Otherwise, we will discontinue that game and we will make life very fucking hard for you. It was quite underhanded, but they got away with it for quite a while. It's that kind of shit had stopped by the time the Super Nintendo was out. I don't know what year that kind of shit stopped, but it went on for a while. So Sega, as well as anyone else, couldn't get legal rights to Castlevania. Just couldn't. So they made a game that was very, very like Castlevania and gave it its own name, which is a bit poo. Honestly, I don't like the title Master of Darkness. It's like, wow, did your 12-year-old think that up? I mean, come on, Castlevania's a bitching name. Master of Darkness. Hey, well done there. But the game doesn't get the attention it deserves. Simply because it doesn't share the Castlevania name. It's a bastard, isn't it? The gameplay, as you can imagine, is very faithful to Castlevania's. They weren't trying to hide the fact that they were copying them. You know, but so bloody what? There's a million Pac-Man clones out there. There's a million Zelda clones out there. This is just a Castlevania clone. Does that make it a shit game? No, not at all. This is, out of all the games we're talking about today, this is probably the one I'm least familiar with. I've owned it for a long time. I haven't played it a hell of a lot, but I do know that it deserves more attention. All the people talking about Castlevania, why don't we ever talk about this one? And I think if it had a remake, if it got the Alex Kidd treatment, more people would be like, fuck me, this game's great, this is really enjoyable. Wait, it's a remake? Of what? There you go, now people will see this bloody thing. And the thing is, I don't think you would need to add a lot to the remake. Maybe a bit like Alex Kidd and having some hidden items throughout. Maybe something like that. Some unlockables. Unlockables are always fun. We love that kind of shit. All us gamers do. I just think tarting up the graphics taking the same tunes but using modern musics and musicization and instrumentation and words and fuck you. I think we could make something truly awesome here. But I don't think it'll ever happen because people just keep looking at Castlevania and ignoring this one. I'm all for looking at Castlevania. Don't forget about this one, eh? It exists. Needs some attention. I think it'd be really good if it got the Alex Kidd treatment. I think we'd have something truly fucking awesome. I mean, we get all of the Curse of the Moon stuff, and that's great. You just think, there's this. Could you Curse of Moonerize this? No? Bollocks then. Next game. Miracle Warriors. That right there. That right there. Did you see it? Did you see it? I've already got it here. I fucking love Miracle Warriors. When people think of the true original 8-bit RPGs, they tend to think Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy. Some of the more enlightened will also think Phantasy Star. I understand why people don't think Phantasy Star that much these days. I mean, Dragon Quest, still going as a franchise. Final Fantasy, still going, but yeah, unless this new game is awesome. I am truly giving up on Final Fantasy because I don't think we've had a good game since 10. Alright, I haven't really given 12 a fair go. Ignore that one. But 13, 14, fucking online this and online that, don't like. And 15, great gameplay. Great graphics. Story, shit. Characters, don't like them. Sorry, I'm being honest. As a dude, that gets me far in life, doesn't it? Anywho, Miracle Warriors is an RPG that just seems to get forgotten about, and I really hate that. I mean, this is a great RPG. Another great RPG on the Master System is Ys, but that as a franchise is still going. Miracle Warriors, as far as I can tell, it's just a one game. It's not a continued franchise. It's a singular game. Awesome as all balls. It came with its own map. I have one, but the reason why I'm not getting the map out now is mine's not in the best of condition, and I'm genuinely scared if I unfold it, it will fall apart and then I'll cry. If I can ever find a replacement, I will be so happy, but it's not the easiest thing to find. So, just gonna leave it nice and neatly folded. Luckily, this game can be played quite easy with certain aids of the internet. You just Google the map of the entire world. If this game got remade, that wouldn't be a problem. You could bring up a map, unlocked areas. You know, you have the fucking Fog of War shit, or whatever that Black Shroud is you get on like Command and Conquer games, and just unlock the map as you go. Problem solved, fixed. All good. Easy fix. Graphically, even back then, the game was really quite something. When you went into battle and you saw a random fucking monster, it was always a still image. I don't think anything really moved or had any animation other than maybe like the monster would flash when you hit it and then disappear altogether when it died. But it was really quite cool. Just the pixel drawings was really cool. The gameplay itself was quite different. I mean, it felt a little bit Ultima-ish, you know what I mean? But it had gone in a slightly different style. I really love Miracle Warriors. I have completed it. It's one of them ones where I can go, yes, I sat down, I put the time into this, I loved it. I got lost like a motherfucker, but let's face it, with a simple remake, it's easily fixed. Like I said, we don't expect you to give us the fold-out map, be nice, but I'd much more prefer to just have one in-game of unlocked areas as you go. And you think, this is a game you can get lost in. You can either keep that, or you can go like they've done with, say, Sega Ages on Phantasy Star, and a little bit of an easier option. Dunk. Little indicators on the map where to go. Even if it's all black, you think, right, it's a flashy bit there. I want to go to the flashy bit. It doesn't take a lot of thought. I think this would be a fantastic remake, and it would get people interested in the old one again, the original. Maybe we get more. I don't know. I don't know why Miracle Warriors didn't get like a Miracle Warriors 2 or anything like that. It kind of sucks. Although I have to say, I've said it 1,000 times, the guys on the front, the title screen, look like a certain famous band. Money, money, money. You can't deny it. Fucking looks like that, doesn't it? Anyway, I'd better shut up because I could waffle Miracle Warriors forever. So yeah, next game. Galvellius. Galvellius is a straight-up Zelda clone. There's no denying it. It's a Zelda clone. Was it Sega's answer to Zelda at the time? Maybe. I know a lot of people say, oh, Zillion is the fucking answer to Zelda. It's like, yes, but Zelda was 8-bit. You saying Sega didn't try to copy Zelda until 16-bit? That doesn't sound very smart. I know A Link to the Past was a fantastic hit. I mean, I don't even need to describe why. But I feel like Galvellius and Golden Axe Warrior were meant to try and get the Zelda feel. You know, they were meant to try and get people to check their stuff out. Oh, you love Zelda? Check this out. Ooh, that's shiny. Galvellius has got some fantastic colours to it. I mean, original Legend of Zelda, was limited in its colour palette because the NES was limited in its colour palette. Although musically, it fucking fantastic. It was amazing. Galvellius, the music's good, but it doesn't stand out like Zelda. It's not got any groundbreaking tunes. It's got good tunes, but none of them are groundbreaking. Do you hear that shit? Fireworks. Bastards. Unlike Zelda, though, Galvellius tends to branch out a bit more. It's got some sort of schmuppy bits to it. Trust me, it's there, it's weird, but it's kind of there. Not only that, if you didn't like Legend of Zelda 2, the Link one, the full name that's gone for the moment, so here's the thing, because I'm stupid. You've got that kind of gameplay in it as well. Yeah. Galvellius is a mix of Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 in terms of gameplay. Yeah. Yeah. Your life bar and things like that go a bit Wonder Boy-ish, though. You have to unlock certain things to make your health bigger, so that's not very Zelda-ish, but meh. Also, with the original Zelda, you can go near enough anywhere at any point in the game, even at the start. It's highly ill-advised, because you'll die a fucking lot, but you can do. Galvellius, no. Areas become available as you get stronger and new items and weapons and things like that. But it also gives you the ability to talk to different characters and shit, fairies and shit and shit and shit. It's a fucking cool game. But like some of the others we've mentioned today has been forgotten about. And I think a remake would just make, you know, people think, oh, look at this awesome game that's just come out. It's like, yes, it's not a new thing. It's just awesomerized. Graphically, I think this is a game that needs to stay 2D. It would never benefit 3D. I can't see it working that well like that. No. You know what would be really fun? To see this in a sort of a Super Paper Mario graphic style. Something like that, but still keeping its original screen movements and shit. I don't know. It's a weird image I got in my head of what it should look like, and it's hard to describe. I hope your imagination is also as mad as mine in order to make sense of that bollocks, but yeah. I think a lot could be done with this. Galvellius needed and deserved more attention, deserved to have a sequel, for fuck's sake. But it never got one. Did it? Hang about. No, the series pretty much died there. I knew that already, I was just refreshing my mind. Shall we move on? Yeah, okay. Last game of the evening. Zillion! If you collect Master System, this is probably one that stands out to you. Even if that is just because it's at the arse end of the alphabet, so it's easier to see in your collection. Yeah. This game had an anime. And the anime had the Master System light phaser in it. Which was always weird, because this is not a light gun game. So why the fuck is the light gun having... You know what, I don't know, but I don't care really, because it's fucking cool having that there. This game, if you were to remake this, you could have little cutscenes of... I don't know if you could get the anime, but maybe some faithful remakes to the anime? Maybe? Something like that? I don't know. In terms of graphics, Zillion never looked like a hell of a lot. It was never very impressive. In fact, half the time it appeared to be 90% blue. But the gameplay was still great fun. You have a lot of fun with Zillion. I've never beaten this one, admittedly, but every time I have a go at it, I enjoy it quite a lot, even when I stack it and suck. It's got a very interesting way of doing things. It's not your typical run to the right sort of thing and jump on shit or shoot shit, although there is shooting. In fact, even the title screen, thinking about it now, has the light gun that you don't use. In the game, there's like traps, there's codes. That's normally where I screw up. You need certain codes to do certain things, and me being an absolute fucking idiot never writes anything down. So when I think, I've got the code, go use code. Why is it bloody wrong? That happens every time. Yeah. But I think this could make a fantastic remake. If you included the anime. It hasn't got to be that exact anime, alright? I'm realistic, copyright and getting hold of things. Yeah, it'd be a piss. But I feel like there's a lot of potential in this game. The gameplay was quite unique, especially at the time. Yes, graphics were not superb. The game was based underground, so it wasn't a lot you could do. But you think, if you're going to remake that, I mean, hell, Alex Kidd, when that was remade, all of the shit they added in the backgrounds, all of the scenery that was added. You think, there's no fucking reason why you couldn't do that with Zillion. Yes, you're underground, so bloody what? Have a window with some dirt and some textures and a fossilized plumber that's dead, because fuck them. There's all sorts of things you can do, right? You're not limited. You don't have to do it 100% what the original game has. You can go above and beyond, you know. And again, unlockables. You think this is the sort of thing where you could have certain cameos in it, for example. I think Opa appeared somewhere in this game, but I can't remember where, how, why, or anything. What do you think of my 5 choices of games that need the Alex Kidd treatment? Games that need a remake, deserve a remake, and let's be fair about most of these, have been forgotten about, and the world needs to remember them. Especially Miracle Warriors. This game is the tits. Go play it. My finger hurts. Yeah, motherfuckers built the last back then, wouldn't they, the old CRTs? Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that other shit. I broke my finger. Ow. Goodbye.